Hey guys, it's Cassie here with OMG Math. If you're struggling with math, don't wait. Click on that subscribe button. If you like what you see today, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to practice using sum and difference trig identities to reduce expressions using OMG Math. We're given the problem, write the following expressions as the sine or cosine of an angle. And I put down 3 separate examples. These are not connected, these are all separate, so that you could see any scenario that you might encounter. The first thing that you observe when you look at this problem is that some of these problems look like sine, some look like cosine, but they all look like the sum or difference of either sine or cosine. Our mission for this problem is going to be to simplify each expression so that it can be written as one trig function of one angle. These directions are pretty unclear about what it's asking, so really in layman's terms it's just saying take these expanded forms and condense them down to one trig function with one angle. We're going to do that by first figuring out which formula is represented. So is this representing sine or cosine? Then we're going to figure out if it's sum or difference, and then finally we're going to find u and v, and then we're going to plug them in to this side of the formula so that we can simplify it to one trig function with one angle. So let's go through and actually do this. The first one is sine 22 cosine 13 cosine 22 sine 13. Because it has the form sine cosine cosine sine, that looks like my identity of sine. So I know this is going to be a sine identity. Then I'm going to try and make it look like this side of the equation. So I have to figure out if this is addition or subtraction. So since it's being added here, and we see that both addition signs are listed on top in the formula, that means this is also going to be addition. Then I figure out what my u and v values are. So my u is the first one, my v is the second one. So I'm going to take 22 plus 13. When I simplify that, I get sine of 35, and that is my answer. That's all it's asking me to do, is simplify it down to this form. For the second one, I have cosine, cosine, sine, sine, which looks like my cosine identity. If it's a sum here, I know that my signs for cosine are opposite, so I know that it's cosine. If I'm given addition on this side of the equation, the other side is going to have subtraction. So I'm going to put a subtraction sign there so I don't forget it. One way to remember what sign goes here is cosine is different, but sine is the same. Since they both start with s, sine is the same, cosine is different. So I take my u and my v values. So I'm going to take pi thirds as my u. I'm going to take pi fourths as my v. And I'm subtracting these two. Since I can't subtract them right now, I need to make common denominators, so the common denominator is going to be 12. I'm going to multiply this side by 4, so that's going to give me 4 pi. Multiply this side by 3, so that gives me 3 pi. And when I subtract those, I get pi twelfths. So this one reduces to cosine of pi twelfths. And then the last one, this one has variables in it, so that's something new. The other thing we recognize is that it's not in any of these forms exactly. So we need to make it look like one of these forms, and it looks the closest to cosine. So I'm going to rewrite it so that the cosines are first and the sines are second. And then from here, what I notice is that there's this negative out here which is not present in this formula. So if I have a formula that doesn't have a negative out front, I can always remove that negative by just pulling it out front and factoring out of each thing. So the cosine is going to become positive so that it looks representative of our formula. Our plus is going to turn to a minus. And then we're just going to simplify this parenthesis. So from here, I know that this is a cosine identity. So I know that it's cosine. And then if this is a minus inside, cosine is opposite. So if it's minus over here, it's plus on this side, so I'm going to use a plus sign. My u is the first one, so that's x. My v is the second, so that's 2x. So I get cosine of 3x. And then remember we had this negative out front, so that pulls through. So this one simplifies to negative cosine 3x. So we are finished with reducing trig identities, taking our sum and difference formulas and using them backwards.
Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you want to get better at math, subscribe to my videos here. If you want more information on math, click on my website link here.